Good evening, friends. Joshi's Kerala group is inviting all of you to attend the TCM Fundamental Training course Part 2. Actually, it is starting from today, and every Tuesday we will have a session from 8 to 10 for the coming next 3 months' time. Actually, the people are awaiting to get more knowledges, but they won't be regular in their classes. So we decided to give a small donation to keep your attendance regularly in the sessions. That is why there is a registration fee for this special session. On request from Joshi's sir, Shri Krishnamurthy Lakshmana sir is express his readiness to give this special class, which will help to increase your understanding about TCM fundamentals with logical reasoning. And also it will help to prepare you for the ICE Council exam. Because every person, if you are a healer, you want to establish a clinic of your own, but with a very good number of clients. For that, you have to upgrade your knowledge, as well as you have to be a licensed person. Both these things will get from this course. So we are ready to plan such a course for you. Always Joshi's Kerala group is there with you for upgrading your knowledge, as well as updating your knowledge. Now, on behalf of all of you, I'm inviting Shri Krishnamurthy Lakshmana to this platform. We all know that basically he is an engineering graduate, but on his interest, he's taking the Master Advanced Diploma in Acupressure from SPS, as well as he got a PG Diploma in IIM Lucknow. Good evening, sir. Very happy to invite you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
And friends, today our session is the body design on behalf of TCM. He will explain about this subject today. And this class is open to all. Welcome all. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible? Okay. Okay. So there has been a reasonably good response for these sessions, and I'm looking forward to share my knowledge with all of you. And more than teaching, I wanted to ignite the curiosity about the subject in all of you. Okay, about this fabulous, phenomenal science, okay, which has been time tested, which has served humanity through many, like more than 1,000 years. Okay, and so there is quite a bit of distraction because this is the first day. So last moment additions, etc. are happening. So just forgive me if there is any distractions which happen. Okay. And also, if you are not seated properly as a student, proper student, if you are doing multitasking at home, etc., turn your video off. Okay. Okay, please turn your video on only if you are like in a proper studious mode. Okay. I would I would highly recommend that you all open your videos, provided that you are in a full-fledged. Okay, who is this AM Rafi screen? Lita madam, what is this? Somebody else's screen I'm seeing. Can you close this? Somebody. Yeah. Okay.
Now I stopped that share the screen options.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so today I wanted to just give me one moment.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Today I wanted to share with all of you what is the, say if you want to design any product, okay, say any product as such. So either if you want to design a phone, okay, or design a pen, okay, or anything, okay. So you have to have some principles based on which the product is designed. So similarly, this human body is also a product, okay, but a phenomenal product with unimaginable level of sophistication. So I just want to touch upon what would be a good design on designing this product. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me share my screen. Please forgive me for all these interruptions. So this. Okay. So this human body is designed, and how does the TCM envision this design is what we will try to understand today. See, anything which exists, any object, any product, how you see it, with different views, different perspectives of views, no, will give a different understanding about that product. Okay. Say, for example, there is an object over here. Okay. And the light is being focused from different sides, different angle. And that light is casting shadows. Say, when the light is like this, it will cast a shadow like this. So if the light is projected like this, the shadow will come over here. And if the light is given like this, the shadow will come over here. So that is what is being shown in this picture. So the object is the same, but depending on from what is the viewpoint. So the shadow is very different. Some place the shadow is square, in another plane, so it is circle, in another plane it is triangle, but the object is the same, right? So there is an object, there is a pen. So if you see the object in this way, you are able to see it like this. But if you see it in this perspective, you don't see any of the length. You only see a small circle with a steel, rectangle. So, but if you see it from this perspective, you don't see any of those steel. You only see the red. But the entire thing is one. But how you see makes it different. Okay. So similarly, there are so many different schools of medicine. Okay. So there is TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. There is Western medicine. There is Ayurveda. There is homeopathy. There is Siddha. There are so many different schools of medicine. And each school of medicine sees the human body in a particular way. So it sees in a particular. So, for example, the Western medicine, it sees the human body in the form of what is visible. Okay, it tries to dissect, go deeper, put things under microscope, do the testing. So it gives a lot of importance to what is visible, okay, and how it functions, chemical composition. This is where all the emphasis is on. But when it comes to, let's say, traditional Chinese medicine, apart from what is visible, it also takes into consideration what is invisible. There are many aspects which are invisible part, which is taken into consideration in the diagnosis. Okay, for example, what is the emotions? What is the state of mind? Okay, all of those, what are the dreams? So all of these are non-physical level of existence. Even that is captured in the TCM. Okay, so if it is Ayurveda, the diagnosis is more of like Vata, Pitta, Kapha. No, but if it is in TCM, it is like Yin, Yang. So there are different schools of medicine sees this body in different ways. Okay. So when there are so many different systems, each system will have its own part, but there will be some part which will overlap with the other. So there is some commonality between two different systems, and there are things which are not common. Okay, so this is the it is something common across many different areas, not only in the health sector. Okay. So different systems, when we see, there are some common things and there are some things which are not common, which are different. Okay. So we will have to take the best of what is each system provides. Okay. Now, imagine that you are given the task of designing this human body. So how will you go about it? So if you have to design this human body, what will be
Recording
the
in progress.
so what will be the philosophies that you will incorporate in your design for this body? Can you take a moment and think? If you are given the task, okay, you design a human body, how will you go about it? Okay. So there are let's say one of the principle is that whatever you design, whatever you create should be efficient, isn't it? Yes, no? Should that design be efficient or inefficient? I am trying to see the faces and I don't see any nods, responses. Should the design be efficient design or inefficient design? It should be efficient, isn't it? So what is an efficient design? How would you consider it to be when would it be an efficient design? I will give you an example. So there is perfect with no flaws. Okay. So efficient design is something. So you have one raw material. So here I have taken the example of wheat flour. The wheat flour is the same, but how you prepare it? Say you mix it with yeast, and if you put it in oven, it becomes yeast, water, and you put it in oven, it becomes bread. The same thing with water, and you roll it, it becomes roti. So the same wheat flour with water, you mix it and you put it in oil, so it becomes puri. So the same wheat flour with water, you roll it and make folds, and say add something between the folds, stuff, and you roast it or cook it on a skillet. It will become paratha. So the ingredient, the raw material is one, but it can take many different shapes, based on how you, with slight modifications. So is this an efficient design? Is this an efficient design? Efficient concept, right? So should the body also be created in this way? Or say we have so many organs. We have hair, we have nails, we have skin, teeth, eyes, eyebrows, and 100 other different organs inside the body. So would it be efficient if we have fewer raw material in designing this, or lot of raw materials, hundreds and hundreds of different raw materials to create this? What do you think? The minimum raw material, is that a good efficient design, or have so many different thousands of raw material? So minimal. Okay. So I will come to that. So hold this concept in mind, and I will get back to this minimalistic thinking. So here I have shown a picture of a pot maker who is creating a pot, some kind of cup or some object. So there is something which is spinning, and only because it is spinning, that potter is able to create that object. Okay. He is using two hands, which gives forces, different types of forces, through which like one complements the other. So the force, say for example, if this hand is pushing, okay, to give a shape, so what is this hand doing? It is kind of giving support from backside, right? So if there is no support, say this person has put his one hand inside and he is giving support from inside, and from outside he is pushing, right? So if this one hand, the one through which he is giving the support, if that hand is not there, and with only one hand he pushes, so what will happen? It will just go off. So you won't be able to create that object. So one hand is giving one type of force, and the other hand is giving a complementary force, through which beautifully these two hands function and will give rise to a beautiful object, right? So hold this in mind. So, and something similar is happening in the human body. So there are two forces which the TCM calls as yin and yang. So there are two forces which work seamlessly, complementing each other, and with these two forces it gives rise to many objects. Okay. And there is a motion, movement available to it. Under this movement, these two forces function, and when these two forces function, objects get created out of it. What are the objects? What is that spinning? What are that forces? We will try to vaguely understand it. So just like the potter's wheel is spinning, so we have this cosmic existence, the solar system, which is spinning, and it has its own different types of movements. Earth has its own rotation, rotating on its axis, and it is also circling around the sun, and there are many other types of movements in and around that the cosmic existence. And it is also like a potter's wheel which is spinning, and there are two different forces, the yin and yang forces, which is acting in its own ways, and it is giving rise to many things. So that is also represented like one more potter's wheel, which is the yin yang symbol. So it is something which is moving. So, and this two forces, yin and yang forces, gives rise to many things. it will give rise to a small cell like an RBC, WBC, to something more concrete. Okay. So if something has to take shape, grow, so it has to be under the influence of movement and two different forces. And that I'm trying to give you I'm trying to open a new window in your mind. Okay, just absorb what I'm trying to say. And if there are any questions, we will take it up towards the end. So this is, so like in one of the previous classes, when we were discussing the yin yang symbol, we discussed so many aspects of it. So today I am trying to give you a new perspective for the same symbol, which is like a potter's wheel, which is moving. And there are two forces within that potter's wheel, the yin and the yang. So let's say, let me able to just give me a moment. So just like we saw in that example of wheat flour, there was wheat flour, and that was giving rise to, let's say, bread. It was giving rise to roti. It was giving rise to paratha. It was giving rise to puri, and etc., etc., etc. Okay. One raw material, and then there is one, let's say, intermediate product. Intermediate product. So now let's say, for example, this bread is there, and say when you put two bread and you create a sandwich out of it. So this sandwich will be what? Product. Final product. So you have roti. So either you consume the roti as it is, or you make some kind of roll out of it. Okay. So that will become a final product. So we have raw material and some intermediary product and some final product. Now let's try to understand with the same concept. So there is one raw material. Okay, let me draw it over here. So there is one raw material which we call it as ki or chi. And through that raw material, universal raw material, we get 5 different intermediate products. That is 5 elements of TCN. What So we know that the entire existence is created out of 5 elements. No, Ayurveda says also says that it is 5 elements, but what are those 5 elements are different from Ayurveda to TCM. Okay, so in Ayurveda, what are the 5 elements? It is space, which is Akash, then air, which is Vayu, then fire, which is Agni, then water, which is Jal, and earth. Okay, so this is as per Ayurveda. Okay, so similarly, as per TCM, we have 5 elements. That is wood. Its energy is wind. So we have wood, we have fire. Its energy is heat. Then we have metal, whose energy is dryness. Then we have earth, whose energy is dampness. Then we have water, whose energy is coldness. So this is as per PC. Okay. So these are the philosophies. Okay. So what TCM says is, so there are 5 elements: wood, fire, metal, earth, and water. So what are these 5 elements made up of? So what TCM says is, all these 5 elements are made up of one raw material, which is called as Ki or Chi. Okay. Making sense? So far, is it making sense? Give me a thumbs up, a nod. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, so this is the raw material. And this is the intermediary or intermediate product. And what is the product? So the product is with different combinations. Say we have liver, so we have heart, we have lungs, we have spleen, we have kidney, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, stomach, urinary bladder. Okay. So this becomes the product. This becomes, let me write it properly. So this will become the product. This will become intermediate product. So this is raw material. Okay. So further, so once these are created, what happens? There are further things which gets created. Let's say from this we get nail, eyes, etc. From this we get tongue, etc. So from this we get, let's say, skin. So we get sweat, etc. So from this we get adipose tissue. So we get mouth, etc. And from this we get bones, we get hair in the head, get ears, etc. So it is further refinement of the product. These we can say further refined products or further subproducts. Okay. So one raw material which is key, and through that, different permutation and combination of the same product, same raw material, you are creating different organs, and with the help of those organs, with the help of these organs, you create other sub groups or different types of, like say, sensory organs, your endocrine glands, or some other things. Okay. So this is the flow. So if I have to write this in a different way, so it will be, say we have at the center we have key, and through that key the other different things came up. So liver and gallbladder, heart and small intestine. So it is spleen and stomach. So we have lungs and large intestine, kidney and urinary bladder. Okay, so this is how the creation is happening. So once we have this, so based on this, these organs create subsets of their own subset. Okay, say for liver we have tendons, ligaments, etc. Okay. So let's say this is say this is, so this is wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So one raw material, 5 elements, and for 5 elements we have a set of pair of organs which we call yin yang organs, and that organ takes care a set of things of its own. Okay. Now you can consider this as, say, let's say we have this potter wheels. So metal has or say fire. So fire has 2 hands, which I had mentioned. So the yin and the yang hand. So these 2 complementary energies of fire creates a set of products. Okay, that I have written over here. Okay, and similarly the 2 hands of earth, the yin and yang, so it will give rise to, no, final product is body. The 5 elements are the intermediary products. What is the final product? The final product is the human body. So this takes care of the entire this thing. So this takes care of this entire this thing. Okay. So let me first come back and show this. So this is the table. Okay, say, so we have the 5 elements, which is the basic building block, and these 5 elements are created out of chi. Now this is the big list of under that. Okay. So these are the 2 organs of that element, and the opening or orifices. So there are different sensory organs. Okay, so the eyes is associated with liver, tendons and ligaments, sinews are also once again associated with wood. Tears, the eyes, and eyes, the fluid of the eyes is the tears, and it is also associated with wood. The emotion, anger, is associated with wood. Okay, the nails is associated with wood. So we will go into the details of this. I am only trying to give you a small perspective of it. Why should we learn this way? Okay, why should I understand the human body in this way and not understand it in the the piece work, as let's say allopathy treats. Eye is a separate thing, and say teeth is separate thing, nose is separate, ENT, pulmonary doctor is separate, ENT doctor is separate, but here it is all clubbed. Okay, so the reason for understanding things in this way is let's say we will take the example of wood. Okay, so let's say this is eyes, and this is nails, and this is, let's say, anger. Now a patient comes. The patient has lot of anger, lot of irritation. Easily the person gets angry, and it takes lot of time for the anger to come down. Okay, and the person's nails, there is no dark lines coming on the nail, or the nail is becoming brittle. It is, the nails are losing the lusters. Okay, that problem also is there, and the person has some eye problem. Okay, now because we know liver is one, liver gallbladder is one thing, which is controlling all of these things. If we see, okay, so let's say in Western medicine, the person has to visit different for this problem, for anger. So the person may have to visit psychiatrist, okay, and for eyes, the person may has to visit ophthalmologist, and for nails, from probably some general practitioner. Okay, so 3 different doctors the patient has to visit. But in acupressure, the way of diagnosis is not only physical, we are also taking non-physical things into consideration and we are grouping it. So once we treat liver and gallbladder, so all of them, all these problems will get sorted out in one shot, right? So we don't have to go and treat each of them. You don't have to treat the anger separately. You don't have to treat the nail problem separately. You don't have to treat the eyes separately. Or let's say there is hair fall. The person is also having hair fall. Okay. So you treat one liver and gallbladder, that is the wood element, and all these problems will be taken care in one shot. And that is the hallmark of a good therapist. Say if the patient comes up with, let's say, 10 symptoms. So who is a good therapist? A good therapist is one who is able to find the root cause. So with root cause, if you treat that root cause, like say 7 to 8 problems of all the out of this 10 will be sorted out. Okay, maybe 2-3 will be left out, and that you have to re-diagnose once again. So this is a good therapist. So if the patient tells 10 symptoms and the therapist creates 10 different protocol, so that therapist is a good therapist. Is that therapist a good therapist? So 10 different protocols for 10 different symptoms. No. Right? So if a person tells a bunch of problems, the problems will almost never be one problem. Okay. Will the patient come with one problem? Single problem? They may come and tell, okay, my knee is paining. Okay, I have knee pain. That may be their primary problem. But if you dig a little deeper, they will have a list of problems. Okay, so almost always, there is no single problem. There is a list of problems. And if you are a good therapist, you hit the nail, or you find the root cause, bullseye. If you do a proper diagnosis, like wholesale, many of those symptoms, big bulk of them will be sorted out in one shot. So this is a hallmark of a good therapist and a good diagnosis and good treatment. Okay. So this is one of the biggest benefit. Okay. So we are able to so I'm not treating the eyes separately. I'm not treating the nail separately. I'm not treating the hair fall separately. I'm not treating the emotions separately. So I just treat one, and all of these things are taken care of. So let's say So there are these 5 elements and 5 pairs of organs which represent these 5 elements. So so let's say heart and small intestine are paired organs. They are functioning. So they function, let's say, probably for 60% of the, for 60% they are self-sufficient. Okay. But for the remaining 40%, they are dependent on others. Okay. So there is dependency of one on the other. So how is that dependency described or visualized? Right? So it is visualized, say, one, there is an influence of this on this. And then there is an influence of dependency. How is it dependent? Okay. So this spleen and stomach depends, influences lungs and large intestine. And lungs and large intestine is influencing kidney and UB. And kidney and UB is influencing, let's say, liver and gallbladder. So one is influencing the other. So that this is creating dependency. And also it is influencing in this way also. So which we call it as creative and control cycle. Okay. I am not going into that aspect, but I am just trying to give you the design perspective of this. So there are so many different organs in the body. So this creates a dependent mesh. So there is an integrated mesh of one with the other organ. So if there is a problem somewhere here, let's say there is some problem over here. Over here. Because there is a integrated process or integrated mesh of web. So some response may come from here. Okay. Say somebody pinches, say there is a something poked into the skin, and the tears is coming from the eyes, right? So there is a connection, the eyes and the skin. So this is eyes and skin is connected, let's say, over here. So because there is a connection between skin and the eyes, so if there is a problem in the skin, if a needle gets stuck, so the tears come through the eyes, and say the sound comes through the mouth. So this is the interconnected web. So if there is one cell, if something is happening in one cell, will all the other cells in the human body know about it? One cell that there is a problem. Okay. Say there is one cell in your eyes. Okay, there is one cell in your eyes and it is having a problem. Will all the other cells in the human body have an information on that? Oh, there is some problem happening in that cell. Yes. Why? Why? How is it interconnected? The blood is flowing everywhere, right? The blood is flowing. So the blood which is flowing connecting to this cell is the same blood which is connecting all other cells also. So there is a communication network. See, if we try to understand in blood and cells, we can understand it in this way. But if we try to understand it in this manner, say a cell over here, okay, has a problem. Let's say cell 1 has a problem in eyes. So let's say the cell 1 billion, okay, somewhere in your adipose tissue. So the 1 billionth or 1 trillionth cell, will it have that information of this cell? Yes. Why? Because this cell 1 and the billionth cell are all made out of the same raw material, right? So the raw material is the same. So they are connected in one form or the other. So this complex web of energies keeps all the system intact, and there is a homogeneous, harmonious function between different organ systems. Yeah. So why is that? Let's say human body has so many different organs. Let's say brain. It is such an important organ, but why is it not taken into consideration over here in the TCM philosophy? I will allow you to unmute yourself. Okay, this is a privilege I am giving, so don't misuse it. Okay.
Mind is a part of heart. So
mind is a part of heart. Now my question is, why brain is not considered under the list of organs? Is brain and mind the same?
Brain is the controller of the body.
No, mind is not there.
Mind is distributed throughout the body.
Okay.
Brain is the
See,
storage system where it keeps all the organs memory.
Hold on for a moment. See, brain and mind are two different things. Okay. Brain is physical, you can touch and feel, but mind is non-physical. You can't touch and hold you can hold the brain in your hand, right? But you can't hold the mind in your hand. So these are two different things. So my question is, why the brain, which is such an important organ, is not part of the PCM organs? If you are not speaking,
I suppose, sir, because we cannot differentiate into yin and yang, and it doesn't have a corresponding organ.
Say no. Okay. Anybody else? Somebody said
made of cells.
Huh?
All the body is made of cells.
All the body is made out of cells, but in terms of
Brain is connected to all the organs.
But then why is it not mentioned?
Brain is connected directly to all the organs of the body.
Hmm.
Everything is controlled by the brain. So all are indirectly connected to it. So it's not taken into consideration because it's the mother, you can say.
No, if everything, see, if something is connected to everything, it means that it is very important. So
It is connected by physical and metaphysical.
So,
Sorry, it is connected to pericardium, sir.
okay, I'll clarify a few things. See, some people say, see, traditional Chinese medicine is a very old, no, more than 1,000 years old. And it has been enriched by different masters, philosophers who have added their own concept. And so in the recent past, there were few masters. Let's say one of them was Sir PART2, and he interpreted. We have pericardium and triple warmer, which I have not mentioned here. So he interpreted pericardium to be brain and triple warmer to be spine. And another master, Dr. Wohl, of Germany, he interpreted pericardium to be circulatory system and triple warmer to be your endocrine system. So different people have interpreted pericardium and triple warmer in different ways, but there is no brain as such. Okay. Why? Yes.
Brain is the command taking organ, sir.
Correct.
It is not doesn't do it. The others are all functional organs. Brain is a commanding organ.
Each
Sensory.
organ having its own brain.
Yeah, even each organ has its own brain and they can function accordingly.
Transmitted through brain.
Okay, there is one brain here in the head. I'm talking about that brain.
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
Normally, the same cells which are in the brain, we have them in hearts and we have them in our small and large intestine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that it is because of that we don't have brain in the system.
Okay, could be. See,
sir.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, brain is a brain ये अपना organ और कोई चीज generate नहीं करते हैं वो, मतलब.
Is it possible to speak in English, please?
Okay.
Sir, जैसे बाकी के organ है, जैसे वो
Shapur, sir, if possible, speak in English.
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay, I will translate it later. Yeah. Well,
हाँ सर, वो बाकी जो organ है सर, वो yin yang जो energy ये balance कर देते, यानी produce.
Acha. Okay. So what Shapur sir is telling is different. All these yin yang organs produces ki, but brain doesn't produce ki. So there is yin yang balancing happening in these organs, but not in brain. So it is not taken. So that is what is being told.
Even if a person's brain is not working, his whole body functions. So that's not required for the brain to directly affect on the organs.
See, when we say brain is not functioning, probably some part of it is not functioning. It's not that the entire brain is off.
Like if a person is in coma or something like that, his brain is not functioning, but all the vital organs are functioning. So that's why it's not dependent on the brain that it has to be connected, I feel.
Okay, fine. Let's take it as an explanation. Okay, fine. See, different philosophers have interpreted it.
Gnanendriya, Karmendriya.
Okay, fine. Premalata, Modani.
Sir, it has got three. Brain has got three parts.
Okay,
That's
so
why Park Jebu has interpreted in the triple warmer.
nahin, the triple warmer is interpreted as spine.
Pericardium.
Pericardium is spine.
And then triple warmer is brain, sir.
No. It is spine only. 3 parts.
Triple warmer is spine.
Upper, middle, and lower.
Pericardium is
Triple
brain. As
warmer
per,
is spine and pericardium is brain.
okay, so let's not go into that argumentation.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So we see there are different people have given different interpretations of that, and say let's take one more interpretation. This is my thinking, okay, just which I want to share with all of you. Yeah. So please mute yourself, those who are not speaking. So this is how I think. Say you have, say any system you take, okay, your electrical system or any system. So there will be two things. One is your generation. So I'll take away your unmuting ability. So there, say any system, let's say electrical system. So there is one is a generating system, generating part, and other one is distribution. Okay. So what is generation in, say, electrical system? Your thermal plant, your nuclear plant, hydrothermal, or solar powered, wind powered. So this is where the electricity gets generated. Okay, and then that electricity is distributed through transformers, grid system, okay, to the houses. So at one place the energy is getting generated, and like say energy is getting generated, and then in another, through another place, it is getting distributed to different places, right? So this is the distribution system, and finally in your house you get the electricity. Similar, let's say, let's take the example of milk. Okay, so cow is the generating system. So cow produces the milk. So cow produces the milk. And what is the distribution system? The milkman distributes the milk. So cow is giving the milk, and the milkman decides, okay, this house I have to give 1 liter, this house I have to give half liter, that house I have to give 1 liter in 2 days, this house I have to give every day half liter except Sunday, this house I have to give once in 3 days I have to give 3 liters. All those different permutation and combination of how to distribute the milk is taken care by milkman. So it produces milk, and the milkman distributes the Okay. So both cow and milkman are important, but between cow and milkman, who is more important? Say, I am telling both are important, but who is more important? The cow or the milkman? Everybody is telling cow. Why? Why? Because if the cow doesn't give milk, then what will the milkman do? Right? So milkman will not have no work to do. So, right? Only if the cow gives the milk, the milkman will have the work. Okay. And the milkman is also nourished by the milk. The milkman drinks the milk, he gets his energy, and then he goes and distributes the milk. Right. So the source or the producer or generator, excuse me, is more important than distributor. Okay. So in our human body, who is the producer and who is the distributor? Who is the producer and who is the distributor? So in our body, all the 12 organs, so liver, gallbladder, heart, small intestine, then spleen, stomach, large intestine, kidney and urinary bladder, pericardium and triple wall. So they are producer. Okay, I will remove this for time being. So they produce. Whatever they produce, the key, different types of key are produced. Okay. Different types of chi is produced. Okay. And who does the distribution? Distribution is done by brain and spine. Okay. Say I'll give you an example. So I say the finger is there and the finger has to move. Right? So like say if the water has to move, how will it move? It will move from the higher height to the lower height. That is how the water will move. Okay, from a higher height to lower height. Okay, and if the air has to move, will it move from higher pressure to lower pressure? The air moves higher pressure to lower pressure. So the air moves. Okay. Similarly, if electricity has to move, how will it move? It will move from higher potential to lower potential. Okay. So at one place there is higher potential, and in another place there is a lower potential, which we mark it as plus and minus. So from higher potential to lower potential, the electricity is moving. Okay. So similarly, if the finger has to move, how it moves? How does it move? So there is something called bioelectricity. Okay. And the brain decides. So the brain decides from here, say there is, let's say, let's say I will make this, see, finger. Okay. So this side there is 5 units, and let's say this side there is 5 units. So the finger is straight. And if the finger has to bend, if the finger has to bend, okay. So here, let's say there has to be 4 units, and there will have to be some more, say 6 units. So this is the nail. Okay. The potential has to change. So from this side to that side, so then the finger moves. What is the work of the brain? Work of the brain is that it changes the electricity from 4 to 6 and 6 to 5 and 5 to 7. So it changes. Brain decides how much electricity to be supplied where. Okay. Say in the front I have to supply less, in the back I have to supply more. So this decision is done by brain. But is the brain producing that electricity? The brain is the brain producing that electricity? So who is producing that electricity? So who is producing that electricity? So these organs put together produces the bioelectricity. Okay. So these organs are the producer, and the brain, the nervous system are all what? They are all distributors. So who is more important, the generator or the distributor? Who is more important, generator or distributor? So it is the generator, or the one who produces is more important, and the distributor is less important. And that is why TCM has taken the producers and not taken into consideration the distributors. Does it make sense? Is it making sense? Are you understand? Nod your head so that I understand that you have understood. Okay. Fine. So you have understood this. Say the ice. It is not, is the ice generating energy? Is the ice generating the energy? No, it is only allowing the light to pass through. In the sense, it converts the light rays into the signals through which the brain can perceive. So it is not creating anything new. Is the ice creating anything new? No. Right. So ice is not one of the main organs, the main yin yang organ. Right. So let's say your ears. Is it producing anything? No. It is only perceiving what is already is the existing information of sound. It only perceives and converts it into the signals through which the brain can understand. So it is not producing anything. So that is why ears is not a yin yang organ. Okay. So is the tongue producing anything? It is not producing anything. No, it is only converting the, so it is receiving the taste and passing on the information, and when it requires to be used to produce the sound, it only create it helps in creation of the sound. But who speaks? No, this is a very interesting concept. Say tongue is only a medium which is creating modulations of the air, which is converting the air into sound. But who is actually speaking? It is the, as per TCM, it is not voice box, it is the heart. Why heart? Why heart? Why heart? Why heart? Why? It is heart because where does the mind sit? Mind resides in heart, as per TCM. So it is a very interesting or Shen. So because tongue is the opening of the heart and mind resides in the heart. Say there was one patient, I would say, I had gone to some place and the guide. So the guide was kind of stammering. The guide was not able to speak properly. So, and I did not have anything. I was just visiting some place and I did not have anything to treat. Okay. So, and I saw the person was stammering, and I knew the solution. The heart has to be strengthened. That is the solution. If you strengthen the heart, the stammering reduces. So I did not have anything to treat, no magnets, no tape, nothing. So the guide was wearing a Rakhi kind of thread, some threads he was wearing. And I asked him to break it open. So he took out that thread. And like it is a different concept of joints. Okay. So there are some concepts. So whichever is the joint related to heart, I just tied the thread on the joint relating to the heart. So the heart was stimulating. So like, and he gave us a tour for about, like say 30 minutes. And within that 30 minutes, I could see that there was a noticeable improvement in his speech. Like probably some 30% of his stammering had reduced. So the symptomatic relief was given very easily. So, but it doesn't mean that it is a cure. So if systematically, if it is treated and if the heart is strengthened, then the stammering will reduce. No, I will not go into which finger, which joint, etc. So because this is a TCM class, so that is a totally different way of the different concept. Okay. So the biggest benefit of TCM's way of thinking is that it sees the human body holistically, and there is a different set of things. If this person is having say one problem, then there is a very high probability that that person will also have problem number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we see that pattern and we treat the root cause. So, and when we treat the root cause, all that problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them which are related will be treated together. Okay. In some cases, we may have to use some local points, etc. Apart from that, so there is a pattern through which we can understand. So, and the diagnosis is far more simple and it is more holistic in nature. So it takes into consideration both which is visible and invisible. It takes into consideration the invisible energies and also the emotions of the mind, and it gives a holistic treatment. So that is the way this human body has been designed and perceived as per TCM. Okay. Let me get back to my slides. So if there is if we have to feed the fruits, the leaves and the fruits and flowers of the tree, we don't go and give fertilizer to each leaf and each fruit, each flower, or give water to each of them. No, we don't do that. So what do? We just give it to the root. And once you give that to the root, the entire tree will get the energy of that water or fertilizer, etc. It will go to the entire tree. And there's something very similar is we do in TCM also. We don't go and treat the symptomatic, independent problems. So we always try to find the root cause and treat the root cause. Once the root cause is treated, the different no problems will all get sorted out by itself. Say if somebody is having no, I have bad breath issues, I have a lot of hunger, I have bleeding gums, no, and when I am constantly hungry, and whenever I eat, I have no lot of sweating in my face. So all of these are symptoms, and if you understand, it is a pattern of one organ. It is stomach heat. Okay, we will discuss these things in future, but I'm just giving you one example. So if we treat stomach heat, all these symptoms, okay, bleeding gums, sweating in the forehead while eating, excessive hunger, no, all of these things will automatically come down. So this is the benefit of the TCM way of diagnosing. Okay. So here, I wanted to say this is, it is okay. It is called something called as opening. Okay, I will leave this concept of opening. Okay, so this was today's session. So now I will open it up for any questions. Anybody has any questions on today's topic? So you can click on raise hand button, and I will. Okay. Okay. So I have given the option to unmute yourself, but don't unmute. Only whoever name I call, you unmute and then ask your question. Yes. Muskan Shajar.
Yeah. So there is a question, like you said, if there is a pattern, there are sub patterns. As you said, if there is a knee pain, then there will be. But if there is an injury, we can't have sub patterns, na?
Yes.
That will be different.
Yes.
So we have to treat that differently.
No, in injury, we don't depend on pattern. We depend on local points. So there is some hurt, no, and there is a bruise. We use the local points, and we don't depend on the pattern. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And some special points, no. So if there is a bone has broken, so we will use bone meeting point UB11 to tone the bone. That kind of treatment we will give. Now, before I go to the questions, one more thing. Let me just get back to my screen. See, whatever is the problem in TCM, see, if the problem is in eyes, we don't treat eyes. What do we treat? We treat
liver.
Like liver and gallbladder, let's say it controls, I will write it in. So this is very important to understand. Say I will take another example because it is getting crowded over there. So let's say this is kidney UB and this is bones. This is ear. And this is your head. Head here. So if there is a problem in ear, so we don't treat ear as such. No, the treatment we think of is, first thing we think of is kidney, because ear, let's say I will try to write it in this way. So ear 60% is controlled by kidney UB. Okay. And let's say other say 10-20% other 20% by other organs. Okay. Another say 20% by local point. Okay, the points around the ear. Okay, so local point. So whenever there is a problem with ear, what should be the first thought? How should we think? Should we think of this first or this first? 60% should we think first, or 20% we should think first? We should think about the first of the major chunk. Okay, so that is not the problem. Then probably some meridian which is going closer to this, or some organ which is influencing the meridian which is going. We will have to cross thing. So problem, wherever is the problem, we always go towards the root. From where is it controlled? Say the ear is controlled through the kidney. The shape of the ear and the shape of the kidney is similar. So first our attention is towards the kidney, and then if it is not working, we go to the next level, and then to the next level, the local points, etc. So you are understanding. So if there is a problem with the nose, nose, once again, say 60% controlled by lungs, say 20% other organs, and another 20% by local points. Okay, so if there is a problem in nose, the nose is getting blocked, or there is a lot of sneezing, running nose, difficulty in breathing, then first thing is we think in terms of lungs, and then we think in terms of the other organs. Is it clear? Does it make sense? Give me an answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't allow you to, once again, allow you to unmute because people, somebody.
1 minute, beta, mera mute.
Anika is speaking, and it is. Don't do this. Okay. Fine. Yes. Deepti Shah, ask your question.
Sir, I have two questions. The first question is brain related to pericardium? If yes, then do we treat pericardium or do we treat kidney for that? 1, 2, if all these organs are, if brain is not a part of organ and therefore falling separately, do pancreas and other glands also follow the same logic, and therefore we don't include it because they don't produce their own energy?
No. Pancreas, when we say spleen, it also includes pancreas. It is pancreatic activity. Okay.
And what about other glands like pineal gland and all? They will not be a part or definitely of the organ, but where do you bucket it?
See, it is, if you know, different glands are controlled by different organs. Okay.
Got
so,
it, sir.
Okay.
So, and for kidney, do we treat kidney or do we treat pericardium for brain?
See, there is no such, say for brain, what do we treat? See, brain is created out of what?
Bones, calcium.
Brain is created out of the energies of all organs. Okay. And out of that, mainly the organs are, let's say, kidney and heart. Okay. So, and also, see, if you see gallbladder meridian, okay, so it runs around the brain. So there is, all the organs influence the brain. Okay, and some organs do more than the other. So it doesn't mean that we always say if there is a problem in the bone. So bone is governed by kidney. To what extent? Let's say 60%. So does it mean that we always treat kidney? No, right? What about the other 40%?
No, sir, we don't.
So when there is some problem with the other 40%, we have to treat the other 40%. It doesn't mean that we always treat kidney. So similarly with brain, there is influence of lot of organs, to say all the organs. So it depends on what is the problem. Based on that, we give treatment. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Seema.
I have two questions also. One is like, so how many organs you said? So you count 10 organs in total or 12?
Mainly 10, but 12 together. Like, so this pericardium and triple warmer also is considered. It is special.
But these are not shown in the chart or in the diagram.
In the chart, I have, no, there are 5 elements, and for 5 elements, 5 pair of organs are given. So we discuss, like when we are discussing the basics, fundamentals, we discuss this. But when we, as we move ahead, we will add that one extra pair also, which is pericardium and triple warmer.
Okay, thank you. Another question was you said these subsets from the kidney, like bones and ear and head and these things. So is there a chart somewhere? Because I'm not familiar with those.
Yes, yes, there is chart shown.
So, any books I should get for those? Okay.
Whichever book you have. Which book you have?
I have treatise on advanced acupressure and
treatise 1, page number 4. You have this chart.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So I think we are done with Deepti Shah and DK's iPhone.
Sir, I just wanted to ask that, will you be covering the different type of pains management also in these lectures?
See, it will be a series of lectures. First, we will start with the fundamentals.
No, that is true. But in your
let me complete.
lectures. Okay.
Let me complete. So the plan is, in the initial set of series, we will try to understand the concepts.
Right.
And in the later set of classes, we will try to understand the diagnosis. So whenever we do the diagnosis part, we will take up the pain.
Especially, please cover the joints pain of different joints pains of the body.
Yes, we will try to.
Thank you.
Yes, Fedwa.
Yes, sir. In the this schedule, endocrine gland, I don't find thymus.
See, this, if you see this last blocks, it is unfilled, so it is there. I have
in
missed.
which organ?
See, it is. Which one did you want? Thymus.
Yes, thymus.
Thymus is in lungs and larynx.
Is there any other endocrine gland than those?
See, there are parathyroid glands, there are adrenal, all of those, pituitary, pineal.
Yeah,
so
those are there. Adrenal, thyroid, pituitary, pineal, thyroid.
So you
thymus
have.
Is not there.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Thymus comes under lungs and large intestine. Parathyroid comes under kidney, and pancreas, lymph comes under spleen. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Sir, my child is suffering from allergic cough. I use L3, L5, L7, L9, LU9, LU10, LU11, steroid all, but no relief at all. Then
We will not take up the disease type of questions, like which is, personal questions. We will not take the disease level questions. We will take only concept level questions. So if you have any questions on the concepts, then please, you can go ahead and ask. So any other questions anybody has on today's class? Mercy, Angelina.
Yes,
Yes, did you have any questions?
yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Air fall.
So if your question is what to do for hair fall, my answer will be we will not get into disease level questions because there will be no end to it. There are thousands and thousands of type of diseases and we'll not go into all of them. Yes, Madhubala.
गुड इवनिंग सर. सर ये आपने जो ये बोला ना टंग इज द ओपनिंग ऑफ द हार्ट, थोड़ा इसको एक अच्छे से फिर से दोबारा से एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं? मुझे समझ नहीं आया सर.
The question is, she is asking if I could elaborate how tongue is associated with the heart.
Yeah.
So the answer is, today we are just doing an overview class, and in one of the future classes, after 2 classes, I'll take up the heart. So in that I will discuss in detail.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Yes, Smita Gupta. You have to unmute yourself, Smita.
हाँ सर, आपने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था कि घी जो है वो रॉ मटेरियल है और जो प्रोड्यूस करती है वो ऑर्गन्स को और इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट बनाती है और इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट से प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं. लेकिन अभी आपने जैसे लास्ट में बताया कि लीवर, गॉल ब्लैडर ये डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ घी बनाते हैं, मतलब ये और जो पूरे ऑर्गन्स है वो मिलकर के डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ घी बनाते हैं. तो ये दोनों बातें समझ नहीं आई.
See, she is asking, in the initial we had told that key is the raw material which produces the other intermediary products, and from there other products gets created. So say for example, how do I explain? So I will take this example. Okay, so we have, I'll go back to once again that say wheat flour to, let's say, roti, and from roti you prepare, let's say, roll. You roll, put something. So wheat flour is raw material. So, and this is roti is the intermediary product. And let's say roll is final product. So once you make a roll, you can probably go to different types of rolls. Roll type 1, roll type, etc., etc., etc. So these are sub-products. You can consider it to be sub-products. Okay. So now if I take the example of ghee. So I have key, which is the raw material. From there, one type of different level of compression of key. So what happens is, if you know this periodic table, do you know periodic table? So there is different levels of densities of which creates different elements. So depending on one different compression, so it will create, let's say, what was your question on this thing? Liver. So we will take wood. So from that wood, it will create, say, liver. And from that liver's energy, from wood energy, liver gets created, and liver's energy, let's say, eye gets created. Okay. So raw material is key, intermediary product is wood, and say final product is liver. And out of that liver, there are different subproducts, eyes and nails, etc. Just like roll, this is you can say paneer roll, mushroom roll, etc., etc. It is something like eye, nail, ligaments, all of those things will come. Clear? Smita Gupta.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, any other questions? Just give me a moment. Okay. So did you all, okay. Yojana, yes.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to ask you, what are the things we're going to cover in these 3 months?
In these 3 months, the syllabus is
like syllabus or something. No.
Yeah. So there are 12 organs, right, of TCM. So how these 12 organs function as per TCM is what we will be learning. That is the syllabus. Say heart. I will.
Okay, so like
the heart. What all function the heart does as per TCM. So we will discuss in one class. Say we will take up lungs, and spleen one day. So different functions. Why it does the function, and what are the different types of problems we can address by understanding this. So these kind of discussions will happen in this class for next about 3 months.
Okay, sir. So we'll be understanding the deficiencies and all that also related to the organs.
It will deficiency and excess will come in the patterns.
Yeah.
So it will be
okay.
Further parts, part 3 or 4 or 5. Depending.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ravindranath GN.
Hello, good evening, sir. Actually, in your table, you have mentioned teeth is coming under water element.
Yes.
But somewhere I have read this mouth, teeth all coming under earth element.
No, sir. It is underwater. Teeth is part of bone, and bone is controlled by bone. Kidney.
Because I have read the stabilize internal.
What you do, you send me the photograph of the whichever book you have read. Put the photograph.
No. I am reading that book only. Stabilize the internal organs and maintains gums, like that it is given.
See, gums is different from teeth. Gums is whatever the pink thing you see. That is gums. That comes under earth element. The teeth comes under water element.
Okay. I'm not this is satisfied. Okay, you are telling teeth, because I have read if any teeth problem, normally the water element they will do this one. They will give treatment on this one.
Okay. We will not go into the disease discussion, etc.
I am not asking disease, because this is coming under.
Your voice is breaking, sir. Sir, your voice is breaking. I can't hear you.
That much I know. Hello?
Your voice is not clear. What you do, you type your question and send it in the group. I will answer it.
Okay, same question only I want to ask. Actually, I was under the impression this teeth coming under earth element, but you are telling categorically, you are telling it is coming under water element. That's all.
So it is not what I am telling, it is there in the book. I am telling what is there in the book. Okay. So
okay, then I will search and send them.
Yeah. Please tell me which book you are quoting, then I can understand. No.
Okay.
Okay. So Sunita Sharma.
Yes, sir. I just want to know what all books to be followed for this TCM, because I'm a Sujok therapist. I have no idea about TCM.
See, there are so many books which are there under TCM because this subject has been existing for many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Whenever any subject stays for so many years, there are so many lot of material is created, content is created in terms of books. So whenever which book to study, if we have to answer that question, then what is the purpose of study or what is the perspective of study, that will come into picture. So if you are
for the license and to practice, sir.
So yeah, probably they will mention some books, whenever they produce the syllabus. So they will suggest some of the books, so we can take up at that time.
Sir, it will be too late for us because we are new to it. We have no idea. So can you just refer a few which good books?
See, if you want to study some good book, no, this is a good book. Foundations of Chinese Medicine by Jiwan.
Excuse me, sir. I think we can discuss all these details in the closed group.
Yeah. Yes.
It will be better. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything else? Okay. Did you all enjoy today's class?
Yeah,
it was wonderful, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very clear.
Acha. See, so I would suggest, those who have not registered, this is a phenomenal opportunity for you to get the knowledge, and whatever level I can absorb from different sources and simplify and teach you. I'll try my best and get yourself. One is the Ayush examinations, council examinations, which may come up sometime in future. We don't know. But whenever it comes, let's say if they give 3 months or 4 months notice, to prepare within 3 months is not easy. So you will have to start now itself. One is for those, Ayush council exam, and the other one is for yourself to feel confident about the subject. Only when you know something well, you will feel confident and you will put it into use. So to make your foundation strong, and when you know some subject well, how is the feeling within you? And when you know subject like half-baked, how you feel? So to feel good about yourself and to become good therapists, so it is very essential to have strong foundation. And it is Joshi sir's vision that we should have some long teaching about the foundations to have to make it strong for all of them. So this is, I feel, a phenomenal opportunity. So make full use of it. Inform your friends, and the price is very, very, very low. And like if council exams are announced, the prices will be very high at that point of time. Okay, so anybody has any questions about the course?
Krishna sir, council exam will be only for Maharashtra or for all?
The Maharashtra council is already done.
Right.
So once, like say, one state government does something, so there is a chance that other state governments may also follow that. Okay, so if they follow that, then they will have to follow the same route, conduct the exams, and then give out the licenses. So if those things, these are two things. One is make yourself strong, and other one is examination. Two things.
So
Then
one
suppose
question.
if somebody has missed the Maharashtra Council exam, they can appear from the other states also.
See, if Karnataka comes, you will be allowed to practice in Karnataka. Like if you take, wherever you take your licenses, you will be allowed to practice in that part. So, see, there are many.
it is based only on
See, hold on,
TCM
hold
or
on, hold on. There are many things which are not clear yet. Okay. Only thing which is clear is you strengthen your knowledge. Okay. Whenever the details comes, it will come. If you are strong, whatever is the detail, you can clear it. Okay.
Sir, is it only TCM or any other subjects will be added?
For what? For teaching
exam.
or for exam?
For the
Exam. What all will be added, I can't say. It will be mostly TCM.
Okay.
I can't speak for the council. No.
So one clarification, is Allahabad Sansthan affiliated with the Ayush, or what is it? Is it different?
I don't know.
No, actually, government has decided to conduct a test in all states. So all the state governments will be attached with the Central Ayush Council, and they will conduct the exam. And for the time being, only Maharashtra has conducted one exam, Maharashtra Council. Okay. And after that, there is some political problems are there. So they stopped the exams of other states. And when it cleared, at any time, they can declare the exam. That is the present situation. So we don't know how nobody have any such clear news from them. That is the current situation. Anyway, we have to train ourselves. We have to prepare ourselves to attend the exam. Moreover that, we have to upgrade ourselves. Then only you can be number one among all other healers.
So
I think that may be clear.
And if anybody has any questions, you could, those who have already joined, you can post it in the groups. And if anybody has in terms of joining, you can post it in Joshi's Kerala group, or you can contact me on my number 96323-17950. So the fees is just 600 rupees for this part 1. So
actually, this is not a fees. If it is says that a fees, no, we will degrade our Lakshmana, Krishnamurthy sir. Actually, this is a donation. Otherwise, you will not attend the sessions, all the sessions. That's why.
Sir, can you repeat your phone
side.
number again?
96323-17950.
950.
And those who attended the Maharashtra Council exam may
you so
know
much,
that
sir.
at the time of that council exam, so many people are coming forward and they are giving the courses and all. And the fees also. So when you compare with that, this is only just a donation, just an honorary for Krishnamurthy sir. That's all.
Ma'am, so then whoever is for Maharashtra and who are in Maharashtra, should they apply for this or should they not apply for this?
Actually, we heard that the council exam will be conducted in every state. Maharashtra will be repeated or not, that we don't know.
Ma'am, I am in Bombay, so should I apply and will I be eligible? I will pass or not pass, that's a different thing. But whether I will be eligible to practice if I appear for that exam in Maharashtra, in Bombay.
When Maharashtra Council conduct an exam, you have to apply there and you have to attend the exam there in Maharashtra.
Maharashtra Council is not going to conduct an exam. It seems that in the act there was said only one exam.
Only one exam. Yeah, that's also. We are also.
They will conduct a 2-year diploma course.
It is an one-time exam.
Yeah, but ma'am, when Maharashtra Council conducted the course, many other states also applied in that Maharashtra Council. So if other states are coming under one central council, if we give an exam from the neighboring state, we will be recognized in Maharashtra. I think that should be if a doctor is passing a medical certificate from Calcutta, he is recognized in Bombay also.
Yes.
So I think this clause should go to acupuncturist also.
Maybe.
It is your view.
We don't have any. Yeah, we don't have
your view, not council's view. Okay, so and see, there was a set of classes which was done as part 1, like I think 7 classes was done. And how many of you are, how many of you need the recording of that 7 classes? Can you click on raise hand button?
I need it, sir. I need it.
Click on raise hand button so that I know how many people need it.
Sir, can you please repeat again? I missed it. What is needed?
See, I had, like, before this class, today's class, I had done 7 classes previously in Joshi's Kerala group. Okay, where I had discussed more fundamental stuffs. So, and it was free for everyone. My question is, how many of you require the recording of that? So, because we have to make some arrangements, because we had planned that we will charge for those recordings, and no, depending, I want to see how many of you are wanting that. So the fees, we had planned that we will charge 400 rupees for the recordings of those 7 classes. So around 60 people need it. Okay, so we will.
No, all these 60 people are there in this fundamental special group.
Are you all, no, you already have enrolled all these 60 people? I'll no, lower all your hands. Okay, now click your hand. How many of you raised your hand and who are already in the group, have already paid the 600 rupees and joined? Some 40 people are there. Yes. Okay, say around
Those
40
who are attending the part 2 will get the recording for 400 rupees for the 7 days class recording for 400 rupees. Others will have to contact Joshi sir. He may charge a little more because you are not appearing for the part 2 and you need only the part 1 recording. Joshi sir will charge in some little more and he will give the recording personally.
Yeah. So we will work out on how to provide those who have already enrolled for part 2, and if they require the recordings of part 1, that is additional 7 classes, so they'll have to pay 400 rupees extra. And once you pay, how the recording will be provided, we will we'll have to figure it out and let you know. And if you have not enrolled for part 2 and only need for part 1, then no price will be set for it. But no, the advice would be just go ahead and join for both part 2 and part 1. So it will be just 1000 rupees, which is no, it is just no. Donation is I say Guru Dakshina, small Guru Dakshina, that's it. Okay, so
Just
those,
an
yeah,
Sir,
and though some have already paid for both part 1 and part 2, we will get back to you. Those who have already paid 1000 for both part 1 and part 2, I have made a note of it, so we will get back to you. Yes, madam, you were saying something.
Sir, I have paid 600 rupees. So it is part 1 for part 1 or part 2?
Part 2. So if you want part 1,
yeah,
you will have to pay another 400 rupees.
400, yeah. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine.
So just for clarification, what have you covered in those 7 lectures?
Yeah. Part 1, I have discussed on function like key, what are different types of key, what are the how different manifestations of key I have discussed on 5 elements, how 5 element functions in nature. I have discussed that, how creative cycle and control cycle functions in nature, and I have discussed that. And I have discussed the concepts of yin yang, like I have taken 2 classes on yin yang concept, where I've discussed yin, yang, ki, excess condition, deficient condition, and empty heat, full heat, empty cold, full cold. Those concepts I have discussed. So all of those are about 7th class, and it is, every time I have to say this, it is phenomenally worth, is what is, I think. Okay. So many people have raised their hand once again. What is this for? Okay, those probably who are there. Okay. What is this? Why so many people are raising your hands? Did you have any questions?
If you're not joining that group, you can just contact Krishnamurthy Lakshmana sir, or you can go through the Joshi's Kerala group. All the details are there.
So just message me if you want to join part 2 plus part 1, or just part 1. So just message me on my number 9632317950. Okay. So I hope you all enjoyed, and it was thoroughly useful. So if you don't have any further question, we can end the session over here. Okay. Thank you all. Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zones. Okay.
Good night.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for your participation. And for any queries, you can contact Krishnamurthy Lakshmana sir, the number given in the chat box. Otherwise, you can contact Joshi sir, or you can check in the Joshi's Kerala group. All the details are there in the group. Thank you all. Good night. See you next time.
Good night.
Next time,
Thank
you
you,
will
sir.
be the link only in the closed group, and all should be come with a book, pen, pencil, etc. And you have to switch on your video also. That's a request. Thank you. Good night.
If you are not making notes, you are committing a very big mistake. Okay. Even though I have given the names of the book, but whatever I taught today, do you think it is in the book?
No, sir.
No. So you have to make notes. You will not find many things in the book. Okay. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.